time, your every breath, and every day you're in this place. Your 2 days there or death, but you go.
Good morning, Minecraft. How you doing? Wandering Beekeeper here.
And it's go, boys,
Whoops.
go. They'll time your every breath.
That's not supposed to loop like that. Okay. Morning Beekeeper here, having a little argument with the credits music. There we go. All right. Here we are. Yeah, running Great Big Sea, the Chemical Workers song. Hopefully that won't get copyright struck like I did last week. I ran Indrik Beba's entry for the Albanian Nationals, which Albanian National Television put up on YouTube for public viewing. It's part of a music competition. They want people to see it. It's part of their marketing of their nation to other nations and marketing their arts industry. And the algorithm said, oh, that's copyrighted, and blocked my VOD from being seen on YouTube. The algorithm is impersonal and cannot be called names, but the developers who wrote it and the IT people who signed off on it and the marketing people who asked for it and the legal people who approved it are all asswipes. Oh my God, YouTube, I mean, we knew YouTube was run by a bunch of asswipes, but come on, people. This is music that the nation of Albania is putting out to the world, asking people, please watch this. Here are the best musicians in our country this year performing to see who will go to Eurovision. We want you to see this, and YouTube says, no, you don't. That sort of arrogant, that casual arrogance is most of what is a lot of what is wrong with American society in specific and humanity in general. That arrogant, casual arrogance of I know better than you. You're a dipshit. I'm gonna make the decision for you. You know, it's wow. Had that problem with Aetna recently, my insurance company. They made me pay full price for my prescription because they disagreed with my doctor. My doctor has me on a divided dose of meloxicam for my arthritis. I take a 7.5 in the morning and another 7.5 at night. It is cheaper to do a 15 once a day, and the insurance company says that is telling my doctor, you're doing it wrong. We want him on this because it's cheaper. Put him on the cheaper one. We don't give a shit about his health. Put him on the cheaper one. Aetna, I'm sorry I met you. We're still waiting to hear back from the senior manager as to whether or not it might be possible for me to move my job to the Mexican payroll and switch from the U.S. office to the Mexican office. I really hope it is. Otherwise, we're going to end up out somewhere around Olympia, Washington, because it's as far geographically as we can get from D.C. We'll see what happens. It's death to capitalism, people. Death to capitalism. Let's just start right there. Meantime, Minecraft is telling me that I require more Vespine gas, and it's also telling me that I must construct additional pylons. I may get around to pylon building this session. Here we are in the workshop area, where I've been starting the videos. Things are going to look a lot different when I turn around. There are space paintings I now have space paintings. Yes, I have been to the moon. Been to the moon and brought back space paintings that I looted from a Lunarian village. They make a nice addition, don't you think? Okay, nothing much to see up in the create end. Couple more space paintings. Let's check on the chem line. There has been a lot to go on in the last week, and I'm going to go through stuff and kind of as I need to. And I'll just try and explain as I go, as I usually do. So we're on the chem line. This is a medium voltage line running off a large bronze boiler. And I've just set this up kind of dedicated. I'm processing ethanol into ethylene and spitting out diluted sulfuric. Let me equip and remove. There we go. We'll stash that. At some point I have to build a distillation tower and crack that diluted sulfuric back down to sulfuric and water, but we got to it. Okay, and the ethylene then goes over here and gets processed theoretically. Let's drop in a can of oxy. There we go. So the ethylene gets processed with oxy and made into polyethylene, and I'm making a lot of polyethylene. I got 2 drums of it already, and I'm cooking a third because it is the primary binder agent for making SMDs, which are surface-mounted devices. And I suppose it's good to pull up the trusty guidebook, because the guidebook is our friend. And the guidebook is where we go for any questions at all. If you think you've hit an Infocom brick wall, go back to the guidebook, look for a path that you didn't follow or that you picked up, in my case, by kind of by accident. When I was working on a couple of other things, I had to go on and make a high voltage energy hatch, which marked this done, but I hadn't actually upgraded my EBF, and that caused me some problems later when I made nichrome coils and couldn't figure out how to install, or couldn't figure out how to make them initially. How to process the nichrome. That, yeah, you had to upgrade your EBF before you can process nichrome. Also, before you can do titanium, which is a whole another thing. I've covered a good chunk of the map already in high voltage. There's been some exciting stuff. Yes, that is a rocket. We will see a rocket. We will see a space station before this stream is over. There is a space station up there. It's not anything more than an orbiting platform right now. I've got to do some things with it, and I have some thoughts on that I'll expound upon when we get there. For right now, let's see. Let's just walk through. So the low voltage line is still here because it's still useful. I'm still making alloys in the alloy smelter and using the wire mill, although not right now. And that arc furnace is where I get my annealed copper. And then there's the insulating machine. I mean, there's a lot of useful machinery still here on the low voltage line. It's still in regular use, just not at the moment. Medium voltage line is mostly shut down because I have moved all the ore processing up to the high voltage line. Which we're going to go do things with in a minute. Helium. Oh, that's full, isn't it? I don't have a, dang it, I left the empty barrels. Don't have any empty barrels stashed in here, of course not. Alright, down here I'm making microprocessor arrays, and microprocessors, which I'm going to need upstairs in a few. I need to see, I haven't made enough of them to remember the recipe. Oh, I need transistors. I'm going to have to go upstairs And I may have to make transistors. I think I'm going to have to make a run of transistors. Let's see. Alright. SMD, surface mount device. The flat electronic parts instead of the classic round ones that stick up on wires. These are made like chips. They're made to mount flat on a circuit board. I need gallium foil, and I need fine annealed copper wire, which I am pretty sure I am out of. Let us... I gotta start a process here, and then I need to go up and do the ore processing line because it'll be backing up by now. Let's see. Oh, good. I don't have to wait on copper to anneal. I am going to stop at the arc furnace and toss in a stack of copper to replace the stack I'm using. Greetings, Void. Good to see you. Let's see. Guten Tag in your case, because it'll be afternoon where you are. Let's see. I need to put the copper in the arc furnace. Oh, yay. Past me had already done a stack. Good, good, good. Yay past me for thinking ahead a little bit. Sometimes I manage that. Over here and drop this annealed copper into this wire mill. This is an advanced wire mill, and it is going to be cranking out fine wire. I've got it set to this particular function, and we'll give it a minute for some of that to crank up. I don't think I have anything in the mixer at the moment. No, and the macerator is done. I was using it to grind some in-stone for making the aforementioned helium. While we're waiting for that to run, let's do the ore processing line. So, high voltage ore processing line. Ignore the big white box, I'll explain it in a minute. This is the high voltage ore processing line. I have managed to shoehorn in a 5th advanced thermal centrifuge, and because that was being a bottleneck, my ore washers were putting out way more than the thermal centrifuges could put through, and the macerators were occasionally going empty, so I managed to shoehorn in one more. I've got that much refined red wire. That's not enough to do anything with. I will drop that off, though, over at the area. Let's come around here. I just need to do a run here very quickly. This is purified ore that's come out of the ore washer. This is the ore washer output box. It is labeled. I'm doing that Adam West Batman thing and putting signs on everything. But it is useful for stream, and it's also useful for me. As I've said before, I tend to narrate even when I'm not streaming because it helps. Like in the Buzz Lightyear movie, yeah, the narration actually does help. I've also commented before on similarities to the Japanese point and call methodology that they use on their railways, and that has provably reduced the accident rate by a large percentage. Okay, we'll clear this, get all this dust moved, and yeah, here I am in an enchanted hazmat suit, hence the Chemical Workers song opening the stream. Boom, boom. Okay, I've got that more or less. Okay, that's caught up. Let's go around and take care of the next end. Alright, so what's happening here is the macerators grind the ore The ore washers then pass it through distilled water and flush out the stone dust and some byproducts. Feed it to the thermal centrifuge, which processes it from purified to refined and gets me more byproduct. And then off to the second line of macerators, which do the final grind on the refined ore and send it into the dust box as finished product. Now those dusts may go on to further processing, and they usually do, but they're ready for use. This is going from raw ore in the purple box. Let's see how the ore washer supply feed. Okay, the ore washer feed box needs ore, and this one needs some stuff clicked out of it. So we will go through and pull a bunch of stuff and load it over here. And I've still got 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sort. In and sort. Take anything that's not ore, put it in the dust box. All that stuff is getting processed later on. I'm running a bank of 8 generators. That is superconducting wire. It does not have to be insulated because it's a superconductor. One of the things I spent serious effort on here was getting to the superconductors, which aren't checked off because I don't have them in the right size in my inventory. I went straight to the 4X because there's no point in piddling around with the 1X or 2X on superconducting wire. It's going to be used for hauling big voltage. Long distance. Because it's superconducting, there is no loss to resistance over distance, and so the full amperage comes all the way out here and hits the clean room. Remember I talked about clean room? Yeah, this is the clean room. It is not the largest possible. This one is 11 by 11. The biggest you can go is 15 by 15, and I have not made enough plascrete and filter casings to get to there yet. It's running on a low voltage generator. Let's top up the batteries. It mostly runs on batteries. The clean room itself takes very little power once it has achieved the clean state. You know, it sucks down pretty much the entire battery pack to get itself ready, and then it goes down to this trickle charge for maintenance. This is running off biodiesel. I finally have a practical use for the biodiesel I've been making. This whole biodiesel plant has been banging along. It's making the fuel that is running the clean room. So the clean room is running on beetroot seed and sugar cane. Pretty nifty, huh? A little bit of superconducting cables, because, you know, why wouldn't I use it? Oops, oops, oops. I have trouble with doors, historically. Everything has to be out in the open. I cannot hide anything in a floor or a wall, so all the clunky stuff is just going vertical. The clean room itself has very little in it. I'm hoping to set some stuff up in it this stream. We'll see how that goes. I have an extractor here and a circuit assembler so that I can make liquid tin or liquid solder and build chips in the clean room. There are some things that have to be done in a clean room. let's go up and look here, because up here, these filter casings are expensive. I mean, seriously, I'm having to build an MV electric motor around a steel frame, a steel rotor, 3 item filters, three iron bars. The item filters take zinc foil, and the entire ceiling must be made of filter casings from edge to edge. The actual edges are plascrete, but yeah, from edge to edge, it all must be filter casings except for the one clean room block. And as you can see, we're just ticking along on low voltage and not doing much there. So, just maintaining right now. So yeah, I've got my electronic parts up here. Here are the whoops, those are microprocessor assemblies. Where are... I don't have any transistors up here. I do have fine red alloy wire, which I need for the chip, for a couple of things. Let me check this. This needs the annealed copper wire, and it needs gallium foil, which is probably stored over there. I'm gonna go on and snitch that much, and I'll leave that much. The red alloy wire is a placeholder. I'm gonna snitch the rest. Alright, that's soldering alloy dust. That's ready to go. Various electronic parts. What I'm doing right now is making microprocessors downstairs. Oh, shoot. I have this problem with these metal doors. Okay, this is all new. There's a couple of new pipes going and some stuff happening, and I laid pipe across in the ground there, and I have a high voltage EBF set up here. Yeah, that is running HV, and so is capable of extreme voltage recipes like nichrome. I had to process the nichrome in here in this one with Canthal block, and then replace it with nichrome. Now I can do the EV recipes. Don't have any going right now, but yeah, it's set up to do titanium. And why don't we get some titanium going here? And no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do that. There. We'll get that set up. This has to have some magnesium chloride in it, or I'll get hot ingots flying over to the electrolyzer, and that's bad. I'm recycling my magnesium and chlorine. I have an electrolyzer here that should be automatically supplied, but the item filters aren't working right. Item filters and item tag filters both seem to be very buggy. I think that's a GregTech problem, because this is the new GregTech that has been ported up to 1.21.1. And, I mean, they don't even have reactors implemented yet, which is annoying the hell out of me, and I'll talk more about why later. In the meantime, that's getting split into magnesium, which gets sent off through this item pipe to the magnesium chest on the side of the EBF, and chlorine, which gets sent off through the fluid pipe and back into the system. And now rutile and carbon can get reacted with chlorine, and we make carbon. Whoops. We got a power shortage. Oh, boogers, I've outrun my power again. Why am I... No, I shouldn't. Oh, shit, it's disconnected. Alright, this is not a problem. Not a problem. Just have to get to where I can see the little booger. And I'm gonna have to come around the other side. Let me work my way around. Oh, I did not test this. Shame. Shame. I failed to test all this when I replaced the Canthal cable with superconducting wire. And now, there we go. I missed a connection. Shame. Oh dear. Okay, now we're running and we're making carbon monoxide, which is going off to a holding tank, and titanium tetrachloride, which went off to the EBF. And the titanium tetrachloride gets processed with magnesium dust and spits out magnesium chloride dust and a hot titanium ingot, which comes over to the vacuum freezer and is cooled, and now I have titanium. This is also where I'm getting all the mercury, cuprate, yada yada. This is the HV superconductor. Oh, we're running again, and I think there's a new titanium ingot in. Hurrah. Okay, so I'm auto making titanium. Just can't quite get the recycling to work on it. I can't. The item tag filters not working is why I'm having to do a manual loading over on the processing line. And after I do this, I'm going back down to the dust farm so that I can get back to work on the microprocessors. If the item tag filters worked, I would be sending the refined ore up there and everything else off to there automatically. But yeah, they're non-functional, and that's kind of a pill. This is one of the drawbacks of playing modded Minecraft, is that sometimes it's buggy. That's just life. Find a way to play around it. In this case, oh, a process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. Alright. I need to get this run, and I need to make transistors, which means I need to go get, let's see, ooh, my heat is not happy. Alright, I gotta do something here. Hold on a second here. My laptop's running a little hot. Let's see if I can help with that a little for a second. Okay, so got the dust cleared out of there, and I'm hoping I don't memory out. Come on, please don't memory out. There we go. Keep going. You can do it. Alright, we're going to go down to the dust farm. If nothing else, it's quieter. Okay, now I have brought fine red alloy wire, which goes here, but not right now. I have brought and this goes here, and then I need hoping I've already got gallium foil upstairs, but I'm not betting on it. I'm going to grab a stack of gallium ingot. And take it to the bender. Take it to the river. Let's see. For foil, I think it's 10, but I'm not going to rely on my memory. When in doubt, check the manual. Drop in 1 and make sure, yes. Okay, we are getting gallium foil there. Oh, hey, look, stainless steel plate that I didn't pick up earlier. Cool. I love finding stuff like that. Oh, stainless steel gears. I forgot I made those. I needed those for some stuff. Oh, man, I'm out of space. Wire can go in the wire cupboard. There. With some gallium, yes. I was making transistors and resistors and such in the advanced assembler here. Right now it's got an extractor sitting on it. The drum is full of polyethylene and gets swapped with the extractor as needed. Okay, here's a stack of gallium foil. If I dither for just a second longer, this could be taken upstairs, but then I wouldn't have room for that. I need to drop that in the wire mill. And wire mill is currently set to 4. That's brilliant. Drop it in. Why bother with smaller wiring on that stuff? And now I have 2 more stacks of gallium foil to take with me and go up to ore processing and out the back and over to the EBF line and over to this assembler here. Stuck where I had a space to put one. And this one is set up with polyethylene, and right now it's set up with carbon dust. Why has it got carbon dust? What was I making here? I was making resistors, wasn't I? Yes. Okay. Well, we're going to swap the carbon dust for the gallium foil. And then we're going to drop in the annealed copper wire. There's some diodes. Oh yeah, there is some gallium foil here, but not much. I'm going to make transistors. I need to, oops, sugar. I need to make a bunch of transistors. So I'm going to load fine annealed copper wire into here. And sit here and hunt some in while it processes. And start taking those out and put the raw materials in. Okay. Stuff I still have to deliver to the grid at the workshop. Yeah, this is taking 1 gallium foil per batch, but 16 copper wire, I think. Ooh, that's a lot. No, 8. Okay. Okay, 8. It's still a lot. Like, wow. Chewing through it with the gusto of a hound dog. Wowzers. I'm just going to sit here and watch it for a second until I can get that last bit of wire into the system. You know, I bet. Did I set this up? Oh, heck, I don't think I set that up right. Yeah, alright, never mind. Fix it later, Got too much to do. Too many things to do. No time. Mustache. Okay, that all goes down to the dust farm. Over here we have finished a run of titanium. Got 12 new bars. Yay. I should check this. Okay, it's not full yet. Bounce over here. I don't have the room to do a run on the ore processing line. Go down to the dust farm. And transistors, feed the beast. The centrifuges on the MV line will probably never stop. They're both of them processing stone dust when there's nothing else to process. And I have so damn much stone dust. Oh my God, stone dust. Every stage of ore processing produces stone dust, so it seems, and some in stages, well, I mean, we saw the ore washer output box just a few minutes ago, and how most of what was in it was stone dust. A lot of dust that's washed out. Alright. I want to put these transistors away. Have a look at this. What did it just run out of? Capacitors. What is it that I have? 4. Drop those in and then drop those in. That's ludicrous. Slap those in there. Okay. And yeah, this one I'm letting run low so that I have room to put other stuff in. This one needs stone dust added. Let's go on and tank that up. Stone dust, the one that has a K in the number. Oof. Pretty bad when you've had to move to notation. And I'll just throw this in here. There we go. And it gets broken down into some actually useful stuff. Oh, right, that was doing in dust. Let me clear that. Yeah, that's still doing in dust, and filling that up with helium, and I need an empty tank, dang it. Where are my empty drums? They're all around the chem line, aren't they? Here's an empty aluminium drum. There we go. Let's go get a can of helium. And where'd that dirt come from? Oh, yeah. Alright. Can of helium. Stash with the rest of the helium. Okay. This is stopped because it's got a full stack of them, which I can now take upstairs. Brilliant. This has more annealed copper wire to take upstairs for making transistors. And bounce up there and go on and get that tended to. Let's see. Think about which direction I'm going. This place has gotten very large and somewhat out of hand, I think. I'm going to stash this up here whether or not it gets pulled down. I think I need a conveyor module stuck on it there. I think I may need to put a conveyor cover on, get it to load, but that's another thing entirely. Meantime, I'm going to take all these transistors and I'm going to go drop some of them in the clean room. And take some of them downstairs. Take just the one stack downstairs, and I know where the rest are. Starting to load in here. That's snorting. Let's go on and shut it off. There we go. Battery's fully charged. It's good. Oh lordy, I should, before I get too much further along, bounce up to the orbital platform, show off how that works. I mean, it's the Ad Astra mod. If you've seen Ad Astra, you've seen how it works, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, my character is launching them into space in a rickety iron box. There is a certain amount of trust in your own engineering here. Go, get that all filled, and then take all the stone dust. Oh my god, the stone dust. The dust box is loading up on it pretty heavily. Alright, and zoom the dusts, and there we go, that's swept. And until I get item tag filters done, this is how my ore processing gets done. On the other hand, the amount that I am getting through the system, given the labor, is immense. Getting all this stuff without spending a lot of time out in the field mining, and my base sitting idle because I can't chunk load it. And I'm having enough trouble running this and streaming off the same box. Okay, let's go on and pop up here, because why the hell not? Check my... Okay, I got... Oh, I'm taking fuel and some iron pillar up with me. Is there anything else I need to take up with me right now? I don't think so, but I'm not totally sure. Let's bounce down to the dust farm. And... oh, shit. That all should be left upstairs. The transistors go down here. What have you run out of? I haven't done enough of these. Here we go. You ran out of resistors. take those while I'm, whoops. And you ran out of transistors and fine red alloy wire. Fortunately, I have transistors, and I have fine red alloy wire. There we go. Get you started again. Alrighty. Ugh. Feed the beast, feed the beast. Anything going to the grid? No, but this is going to... I'm just carrying that. Okay. Anything... I don't think I have anything queued up. Whoops. Thought my aim was better and went to take a drink while I was walking and walked into the vines. Let's see. Don't think I have anything here I need to take upstairs. Alright. Let's go on and drop off the microprocessors at the clean room. And I'm going to drop off the wire at the construction supplies box. That's what I've got left to process. It goes in there and eventually gets through all this. Let's go on and do this. This will take just a moment. Okay. Spacesuit. Air cans. Oh, oxygen distributor being taken up. Cool. Need to do that. Off comes the hazmat suit. On goes the spacesuit. Just leave the hazmat where it is. Oxygen distributor comes out. That needs to go in the space station. Yeah. All right. And I think we're ready for liftoff. Let's do this. And... position the camera for maximum dramatic effect. Okay, now from here I could go to the moon. I don't have a station around the moon, but I could land on the moon, and I've been there a couple of times. Or I can go to Space Station 1. Let's go to Space Station 1. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of building here. I've already brought up a thump ton of white sheet metal, and instead of the central shaft and just the decorative outer ring, yeah, I've actually roofed over and floored under all the way out to the decorative outer ring and turned that into 4 rooms. Docking achieved. Ooh. Okay. Station now has a lot more fuel. There's a fuel loader attached to the launch pad. The ship is auto refueled as soon as I put it on the launch pad. Handy that. Okay, I could use some oxy here. Let's come down to here and across there and into the airlock, which doesn't actually do anything yet because I don't have an oxygen distributor in here. But I do have an oxygen bar and multiple tank cans. I'm going to add another can, and I'm going to take this can out of my inventory and I'm going to reload it. Boom, just like that. Handy that. There we go. And now my oxygen cans are full, actually. They should be showing better than 65%. Oh well, that's life. Okay, construction materials. I'm going to go drop off the oxygen distributor, and I'm going to hold forth for a second while I tour here because I have run into a serious problem. Greg Tech believes that solar power should be an in-game power source for a game mechanic reason. Solar power is near infinite and zero maintenance. And so it is pushed to an in-game power source so that you have to work for your power to get there. They don't want to give you free power too early. The developer of the NeoGrig mod pack, which I'm playing, went a couple steps further. Solar power was already nerfed by Greg Tech. The NeoGrig developer nerfed the ultra low voltage and low voltage solar panels a lot harder, and then removed the recipes for everything from medium voltage on up. I mean, it's just... I can make this if I can make some really but I had to put 2 microprocessor assemblies into every panel, as well as phosphorus doped wafers and gallium arsenide plates and just ridiculous amounts of shit. Graphene wire. And then you go to the low voltage and it wants fucking supercomputers. Come on. That's ludicrous. Wetware processor for a low voltage power generator, and a naquadah doped wafer that requires me to go to the end and mine naquadah. And then it wants indium gallium phosphide, which is ridiculous. This is the kind of shit you should be seeing in the ludicrous voltage. And we go to medium voltage, and there's no recipe. There's nothing. Medium voltage on up is simply not available in this mod pack, and I'm calling bullshit on this. At some point this week, I am going to put in power systems in here, and I'm going to creative in the solar power panels needed, because nothing else is practical. Come on. What am I supposed to do? Haul drums of gasoline up here and burn half my oxy generating power? I mean, really? Reactors aren't implemented yet. Nuclear power is not an option in Greg Tech in general at this point. Under this version of Minecraft, they're still the Greg Tech devs are still working on implementing reactors. So I can't put a reactor aboard the station like I normally would, run a pod out, run a long gallery out, put a pod at the end to put the reactor in case there's a problem, so that the radiation is well away from the rest of the station. But no, you know, I got a nice room here, and I got an airlock door, and I got an airlock here that leads over to another room, just like the first couple. But yeah, I've brought up all this white metal sheet in order to do the whole NASA thing here. But right now, having to live on canned air. Is one of these not set to discharge? I think one of these is not set to discharge. That one is. This one is. That one is. Why is it showing such a low percentage when the cans are full? I don't know. That's weird. So yeah, at some point I'm going to come up here and now I'm going to craft everything I can. But I'm just going to do a give command and hand myself the solar panels I need. Because not having solar power, but having space stations is ludicrous. Come on. I mean, really? You know, and I think... Oh, and at some point I'm going to have to put an airlock door in the floor here. But that's going to wait for a bit. Anyway, diatribe over. Let's move on. By move on, I mean let's get aboard this thing and head back home. Now, eventually, I'll be building a Tier 2 and heading out to Mars, and then things get really interesting when I'm able to bring back some of the materials from there. There were supposed to be ore veins on the moon and on Mars and so forth, but Greg Tech's ore configs are in the word. Well, I believe the developer said they were obtuse. Let's land. And let's see. Change right up here so I can see what's going on a bit better. And just free falling for a bit. There's no point in firing the boosters before you hit before you're below 100. And here is my base with the beetroot fields and the sugarcane fields that are running the clean room and the industrial complex that is the high voltage area. I'm not sure where all this is going, but we'll see. Successful. Although any landing you can walk away from is a successful landing. You don't know, I didn't want to bounce back into it. I don't want to bounce right back straight up. Come on. That suit off, this suit on, and put of stuff away, away, away. Putting of stuff away. And I forgot to put the iron pillar away. Dagnabbit. The iron pillar goes aboard the space station. Okay, over to the ore processing line because the ore processing line demands. must be tended. Feed the beast. Oh ho! I've actually caught up with the macerator. Amazing. Alright. Let's get this show on the road. I may need to add more macerators. We'll see. Lordy, I'm going to have to add more generators. I don't know. I'm going to let myself out of amperage again. One thing I have discovered is that I am absolutely horrid at estimating or figuring, you know, I'm terrible at adding up my energy usage and figuring out what I've actually got as far as like available power, and I've proven to be just awful at it. But then I've always been really sucky at budgeting. It's just not my thing. Fortunately, my spouse is better at handling that sort of thing than I am. Alright, so I think more washer. Oops. The wrong box again. Do this every now and then. You run in the mouth. I'm thinking about what I'm doing. Before engaging the mouth, be sure brain is in gear. Okay, I got 3 more spaces. How are we doing on dust? Yeah, let's go and check that. Clear out the byproduct. Sometimes the byproduct, like the potassium or aluminium there, is what you're actually after. Going over here, we still got plenty of input. Clear the sulfur from the refinery. And clear the sulfur over here. Let's go pop it into the dust box and then bounce down to the dust farm. See how we're doing. Alright, I need to clear the byproducts from all that in-stone processing. If you grind in-stone into in-stone dust and then you centrifuge it, you get sand, mostly, but you also get tantalum, a couple of other things, including helium. Large amounts of helium. There we go. Okay. There we go. Alright, that's running. This is, of course, not because it needs capacitors. And I have some old school capacitors left. Let's go on and use them up. Next thing I need to do is to assemble a few of these. Which needs the microprocessor assembly, the plastic circuit board, and so forth. This has to be done in the clean room. It's an MV recipe. Alright. Alloy. I don't remember having a lot of blue alloy. Let's make sure I've got the stuff that I need. Blue alloy. What am I putting together? Silver and electrotene. How am I doing on electrotine? Only passable. I could use a lot more. Let's see, silver dust. I could use a lot more electrotine. Go to the alloy smelter and drop this and this in and get it working. Electrotine. I have got another chip here. I need to drop it in a reader, see what's in it. A lot. Okay, let's look up the... Oh, Italy. Let's see, ore profile. Electrotine is found in the nether, bugger, with saltpeter, diatomite, and alunite. Is found in the nether. I'm going to have to go to the nether to get more electrotine. Bugger, bugger, bugger. I hate having to go to the nether. At least I have a jetpack now. Got that up and running. But the jetpack, problem being, I can wear the jetpack or I can wear my air tank. So I have to switch to the jet, hold my breath, switch to the jetpack, do the quick bit of maneuvering that I need to do, then switch back to the air tank so I can breathe again. Okay. I was making microprocessors because I need to make microprocessor assemblies so that I can make the thing. I need to be setting all this up in the clean room. This is just a straight up circuit assembler. Alright, let's do the micro. Just needs resistors. This could be done in the clean room really easily. Already got one set up to do the liquid soldering alloy. And of course it immediately runs out of two more things. Transistors and red alloy wire. Transistors and wire. There we go. I need to get a bunch of this stuff moved. Some of this stuff moved to the clean room. Diodes, blue alloy bolts, which I'm making now, RAM chips, which I should be making, plastic printed circuit board, which is a pain in the ass, and microprocessor assemblies, which I could be making up there. Alright, I need to get this production here moved upstairs. That's where capacitors ought to go and aren't. Alright, I'm going to start working on moving stuff upstairs. I need to get this going up there. It's a mining ship, it can go up there. And we'll take we'll take most of the rest of those. Alright. Up to ore processing. Off to the clean room. No, I don't need to check the maintenance hatch. Okay, here's this. Here's this. This needs this, that, and this. This, and capacitors. And then I can start making stuff. Put all of this into here. That's building materials. I need copper and barrel, which I probably have. Stuff that is going to go into, here's a chest. Chest will do. Chest. Story. Leave that right off. I think I need any of that in there right yet. Advanced assembler I will. Extractor that goes with it. Blue pipe and item pipe not yet. Let's go with that dirt. The other dirt. Bunch of item tag filters that don't work. I'm very disappointed. That's the item tag filters that should be running things here and aren't, and I'm a little perturbed about that. Alright, so this extractor gets that on the top of it, and then, whoops, I'm not sure I can make this jump. Here we go. Expressing self-doubt tends to help for some reason. Just to prove me wrong or something. I don't know. Okay, machinery can go in here. That needs soldering compound and capacitors. Capacitors. Capacitors are made over here. I'm going to clean out whatever's here, and I'm willing to bet that there's capacitors already in the storage system, AE2. We'll find out in just a moment. Yes, there are capacitors. Let's load in all of this. And I'll get a stack of capacitors. Put those in there. CPU chips. Those. Oops. Let's bounce down to the dust farm. And raid the chip cabinet. Sounds like a lovely idea, doesn't it? Just raid the chip cabinet for all these CPU chips. And these plastic printed circuit boards, and those plastic printed circuit boards, and all these resistors, and the transistors, and I got a full load, and up we go. Dagnabbit. Wish I could get the hang of doing these doors. Okay, that then gets those, and I need to get soldering compound, which I'm going to mooch here. And let's go on and make sure I got a full load. That up. At which point, my MV assembler in here ought to start running. Once I get this loaded in. Oop. Oh, it's not auto. Right, okay. It's not set to auto output. Give me a second. Okay, this configure auto output, and presto, we have soldering alloy flowing in, and we are working. And now we're making the microprocessors that I was working on downstairs. Now we're making them in the clean room. And we're going to go over here where I've got high voltage line, which needs to be reorganized. How's that? We'll run it across this way. Mercury, barium. Yada, yada, yada. Mercury, yada, yada cable. Okay. Got an extractor. And I'm going to put the extractor and assembler, since it's not going to drain out the bottom. I'm going to put my extractor here and my assembler underneath it, like that. And that way the extractor can be set to downward flow, and there we go. Same basic idea as over here. We'll see what I need. Let's go do the ore line. There is this to be said, the HV equipment, although it is somewhat loud, is not as loud as the MV, which, you know, was an improvement over the LV. Hoping to get to, like, you know, Star Trek Whisper Quiet stuff at some point. Maybe you hear a faint hum or a whine. A dang whine in the transporter. That dang whine is a supercarrier wave that prevents transients in the signal so that you don't get scramble cases nearly so often. Transporter malfunctions do still occur. But they're, I mean, let's face it, they've always been a cheesy writer's device. I think I've pulled too much here. Yeah, I pulled way too much. Put a bunch of it back, which means I'm going to have to sort and pull dust, then put back, and then pull dust again. You know? The macerator and ore washer are also resource multipliers. So by putting all the ore through this process, I actually get a lot more out of it. Okay, that's empty enough. I'm going to go on and load it back on up. We got that, and we got almandine. Siderite. Yay, more 10. I remember if it was these and see how my chips are doing. Okay, I need transistors and I need red alloy wire. Okay, there we go. And the next step is to get this built, which requires making a couple of those, which means I need a couple of these, which means I need those. All right, so once, you know what, I need to go on and switch it over now. Let's go on and switch this over. And we're going to switch it over to the microprocessor assembly. So I need to put these back in, and then I need inductors. It's these. We'll bounce all this stuff in. And inductors, capacitors, RAM chips. Capacitors, RAM chips. Capacitor, RAM chip, inductor, and red alloy wire for this. Okay, to make the microprocessor chip assembly. Fine. So we go back to red alloy wire. And there we go. Let's get started making microprocessor assemblies. And I just ran out of power. Dagnabbit. Hold on. Damn it, door. Why do I have this idiot? I don't understand why I have this problem with doors. I just don't. Fortunately, I have batteries. Oof. There. Yeah, I'm running it on batteries because I don't have an MV line feeding into there yet. I need to set up one. Okay. Alright, get these made. And then I can make this, which needs the blue alloy bolts, which I need to pop downstairs to check in on. And also needs electrum wire. Let's go down to the dust farm. And I had blue alloy being made over here. Here is some blue alloy. Ran out of electrotine. Alright, we'll make 16 ingots worth of bolts. And we'll get the circuit assembly put together one way or another. Okay, extruder still has the gear in it. Let's go get the bolt. Gear. Where'd bolt go? Run bolt. Here we go. Extruder bolt. Blue alloy. Being made into bolts very rapidly. I really need to replace the hopper with an item pipe. I don't. The hopper is way too slow. And I think about this, but then I'm in the middle of doing something else, and I just don't have time to go do it right now, and then I forget about it. You know how that goes. And there we go. 2 stacks of blue alloy bolts to take upstairs. And I had medium voltage charger over here. Let's just put those in it. Get that started. What else have I got going that I need to check on? I don't think anything. Let's bounce back upstairs. And we'll deliver blue alloy bolts. Go, how are we doing here? We have stopped. I need capacitors and wire. Wire, capacitor. At this size, I can reach either side of the clean room without moving, which is kind of cool. Hey, come on. As with any tech mod, there's industrial processing where you have lag time. What I'm working toward at the moment is the HV circuit assembler here, which is key to so much. To build it, I have to have my microprocessor supercomputers, which I am working on making right now. The rest of the stuff I can make down at the grid. But this stuff has to be made in here. That will get me a few things. We'll have some new chips coming up. I gotta make phosphorus spools. I need silicon dust, phosphorus dust, and gallium arsenide with nitrogen in an EBF at MV. I can at HV. I can do it downstairs, which is good. Nitrogen. Where do I get nitrogen? I can electrolyze it from a variety of sources. Unfortunately, it seems to come with a lot of other stuff. Centrifuging from air. You get oxygen and nitrogen. Okay, machine stopped. Machine stopped. That's fine. That's wonderful. We have this. Okay, micro. I'm now going to make this. Right? I got microprocessor assemblies. I put them in. And I add diodes and RAM chips, electrum wire, and blue alloy bolt. Okay, so diode, RAM chip, electrum wire, blue alloy bolt. And making these guys. Okay. Whew, that takes a lot of stuff. A chunk. Okay. I have made extreme voltage tier circuits that require a clean room. Now, I've made these before. I made a couple of them when I built my first clean room. I built the basic 5x5. And I need 2 of them. I've got those. I've got other stuff. I've got all of that downstairs already. It is time to go build the high voltage circuit assembler. And the high voltage circuit assembler is being built in a mushroom cave. Advanced circuit assembler. All I am missing is the machine hall. Holy Toledo. Been working on this for a while. Advanced circuit assembler. Quest completed. Quest completed. Got the circuit assembler. Okay. Spiff-ola. Alright, that gets taken upstairs and is going to be used, among other things, to make this. And it needs liquid tin or liquid soldering alloy. Honestly, I'd rather use liquid tin. So I'm going to set it up with that extractor, making liquid tin. Let's go find 10 ingots. I'm going to need that extractor that I put on the regular assembler. Or better yet, let's see. Where I missed it. There it is. 10. Let's just grab like 4 stacks here. Ought to be enough for a start. And do I have a hopper? No. I'm gonna need stuff at various points. Up we go. I'm going to remove this advanced assembler here and replace it with the advanced circuit assembler 2. And the extractor is going to get 10. It's then going to drop down into here as liquid tin. Alrighty. I need this, and I need these. And I need to be making more RAM chips, because running through them, like popcorn here, and that's, part, what is the part? Blue bolt. Blue bolt. I need more of. Which means we gotta go to the nether. Alright, so here we are getting ready to make the microprocessor mainframe. That's going to take some stuff. Okay. Let's see. That's going to take aluminum frame. can do that. It's just a matter of going to the assembler downstairs with aluminium rods. I'm going to need microprocessor supercomputers, which I'm making over here. I'm going to need advanced SMD inductors. The hell? How is that possible? Wait. Can't make these yet because I don't have access to the IV parts. Okay. Back up and punt. Can't get there from here. Gotta have IV. Okay, I'm working on it. I got titanium, I'm working on it. Working on extreme voltage right now. Where can I go from here? Diamond dust. Well, I mean, that's easy enough. Jeez. I got that by dropping diamonds into an ore grinder. Just drop them into a macerator. I don't know why diamond dust is synthetic diamonds. You can now make synthetic diamonds. Implosion compressor. I can use carbon dust to make industrial TNT and make diamond dust. Okay. The big deal here is that it wants me to make it with the implosion compressor. I'm not sure I want to go to all that trouble. I'm looking at this void dimension portal, which is going to be an entire thing. Let's see. I could go on and knock these out. I need a 1X wire. Let's go down to the dust farm. And over here. And pick up this. Now let's see if I can just craft this. Let's see. I need put a pump merc. I need this. There, done. And where's the wire? Magnesium diboride. All my magnesium diboride is upstairs, isn't it? Dagnabbit. Alright. Well, I got one of them checked. We'll get the other one checked in a minute. I should be looking at... There was a thing making the thing in the EBF that was going to need the downstairs EBF. Because I got to put in nitrogen gas, because I got to make nitrogen gas. That's on output. That's the input hatch there. Alright. There was a thing that I needed to make in the EBF. This. I need silicon dust, I need nitrogen gas. First, let's check the cabinet. I don't think I have any nitrogen handy. No, I don't. I do, however, have an empty stainless steel drum, which is a big capacity guy here. Let us take that big guy over this way and think about where I'm going to put it. Am I going to centrifuge or am I going to electrolyze? Nitrogen gas, great tech. How do I get it? I can centrifuge air into oxy and nitrogen. Air just requires a gas collector. I'd have to pipe it in. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. I don't want to pipe it in. So, we go to the electrolyzer. What am I electrolyzing? I have potassium cyanide? No, I don't. I have saltpeter. It's going to be a little bit of a pill because it's going to give me more oxy than nitro. Ender pearl dust is so expensive. Can't afford to go doing that, bouncing that for the nitrogen. Chloramine? What the hell? Sodium nitrite. Don't think I have any. Potassium ferrocyanide. Calcium ferrocyanide. Niobium nitride. Ender pearl. What it comes down to is saltpeter. Alright, I already got oxy there. I need to pull that oxy. Where are my spare aluminum drums? I think they may be back in the chem line. Here's a spare aluminum drum. Bunch full of stuff here. Well, I could empty one out easy enough. Give me that oxy there. And we'll just empty out this drum. Transfer that. Okay. And that gives me a couple of drums. One of which immediately gets used to tap off the oxy from there. The other, I need to look and see. I've got almandine in here. It's going pretty quick. We'll give it a minute. Think about it a second. While that's going, let's go on and set this up. That thing needs silicon, phosphorus, and small pile gallium arsenide. So, silicon, large quantity. Phosphorus. A small pile. Let's see if there's a small pile over here. There's also some gallium arsenide. Here's a stack of small pile, and here's more gallium arsenide to make small pile from. Hey presto. Okay, let's go over here and start work on setting this up. Okay, and no program required. So we're going to load silicon, phosphorus, and a small pile of gallium arsenide. I did not expect it to kick on. I really didn't. It's kicked on because of the silicon, damn it. Okay, it's doing a silicon ingot. We'll give it a minute. I'm going to load this over here. And take this gallium arsenide over to this crafting table here and make a small pile of it. Divide it out into small pile. There we go. Yeah, that just gave us a silicon ingot. We had a few. Clear those out. I'll put those in the grid and then come back. Oh, but actually that's pretty quick, isn't it? But it stopped. Nope. Damn it. What to do? Shit. Oh, up against that. That's full can. There we go, that's full. That's 2 full cans. I need to go make aluminium drums. I'm running out. Again. I gotta start using tanks or something. Using way too much of some of this stuff. Be mucking about with drums at this point. Got half a dozen of those. Back to here, trying to clear out the almandine. I should clear out the byproducts here. We've got rather a lot of iron and silicon and aluminium. Besides the oxy, we're getting very useful metals. This is taking too long. I need to go on and clear this out. Okay. I'm hearing the truck starting up. Somebody's going to attempt to drive. We had massive snow yesterday. I haven't even looked out the side this morning to see what it looks like. Alright, and we were going to do saltpeter. I've been treating potassium nitrate with sodium chloride, of course. Of course. Saltpeter, here we go. Alright, now the fun begins. Quote unquote. Because I'm trying to do a 2-gas item here, it's gonna be a little bitchy about it. Tell you what. Do a filter. Alright, let's plonk down that for the nitrogen and see what happens. Alright. Maybe this works, maybe it doesn't, we'll see. Trying to do a 2-gas split here is off of the electrolyzers is twitchy because the filters don't work. If I had, just let it run. I'm going to keep empty drums in my possession just for when it fills up. I need the nitrogen in order to put into the EBF. Make phosphorus pools so that I can make phosphorus dope wafers. some point I gotta go run the ore line again, but we're gonna let that go for right now. Oh shit. I was afraid of that. Hate it when it does that. Fuckity fuck fuck. What have I got now? There. That one's an empty. That's oxy. That's air. Needs to be crafted to empty it. That's nitrogen and not a lot. Dump in. There. Consolidate the nitrogen. And of course, you know, the pipe is liable to get bollock stop. Stash the oxy. Alright, that's enough nitrogen I could go on and hook it up. I need a fluid pipe. Where's fluid pipe? Fluid pipe's all upstairs, isn't it? Here's a normal steel fluid pipe. And back to the ore line in a few minutes. I want to get this set up. Okay, so we put this here, and I put that on top of it, and I set it to drain down, at which point I should have a nitrogen atmosphere available here. Let's look at our bool again. Phosphorus bool. Not going to work here. It requires HV and no? Will it run on a Canthal coil block? Yes, it will. Okay. Where's HV required? Alright, I want to load in the phosphorus and the gallium first, and then the silicon. Because of the way Minecraft works. We'll load this, then that, and we get a silicon ingot. Pull the silicon, pull everything. Alright, input hatch has got nitrogen. Damn it, why is it doing this? We'll turn off the processor so that there's no slot config. That may be overwriting. Try this, and when we drop this in, nothing happens. There's something I'm missing. What am I missing? I got silicon, I got phosphorus, I got gallium arsenide. Small pile of gallium arsenide. Silicon dust. I got nitrogen. I got Canthal coils. I got high voltage. What am I missing? Big's not going to help. Oh, what am I missing? Well, this is another of those. Alright, I've done something wrong here. It says it'll run on a Canthal coil HV furnace. I've got the nitrogen it wants. There it is. It just did something, I'm not sure what. It's making a monocrystalline silicon boule. That's not the boule I want. Cut that off. And now we're stuck for several minutes while it processes this, and that's going to wrap the stream, I think. Let's go back up to ore processing and off to the clean room, because let's not forget that there's been an achievement made here. I have made chips in a clean room here today. I've gotten set up and gotten it running and got it done. I need more electrotine, so I have to go to the nether and do mining. Not my favorite thing, but it'll be done off stream. And we're going to wrap here. And hopefully next week this will be full of all sorts of interesting equipment and doing all sorts of high voltage and extreme voltage things. We'll see what happens from there. But it has reached the top of the hour. We have reached the top of the hour, and it has reached that time. I'm going to see if anybody is out there to throw to. No. Yeah, actually. Got somebody I could throw to. I'm going to throw to somebody who's doing a fundraising stream here. They are trying to raise $2,000 in 5 days to avoid being evicted. Landlords are a cancer on the body of culture. Okay, so I'm going to throw to this channel. And what's going to happen here? First, I'm going to remind you that I'm part of the truck community streamers, and our schedule is in the upper left. You'll see the URL there, schedule.truck.community, is going on throughout the week. Have a look at it, various games, various types of genres, and so forth. My previous VODs are on YouTube. One of them is not playable because of the mentioned assholery by the developers at YouTube and the legal department, who are a bunch of dicks. The previous VODs are on YouTube. I will be back next weekend, next Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel, with more of Minecraft Trains and Tech, with the continuing journey of Greg Tech in the Neo Greg mod pack, and by then I will hopefully have found the electrotine I need and be making advanced circuits in the clean room. See how things go. I will also be back tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. UTC -6. Do your time zones. And I'll be streaming Roots of Pacha, which is a cozy farm sim about a Neolithic people inventing agriculture. It's lovely, beautifully written, very queer, very poly, lovely, supportive culture. Sunday night Roots of Pacha is my cozy time. So y'all are welcome to join me if you like that sort of thing. Until then, safe journey, space fans, wherever you may be. Starting the raid.